house of Jeff Hurst, the Trevor Brooking and Billy Bonds, a Paolo Di Canio, West Ham United. We celebrate our victories, we stick together in defeat. I'm proud of our history, West Ham United, more than just a podcast, more than just a podcast.
Good afternoon, good morning, or good evening. This is more than just a podcast. Season 13. It is episode 10 this week. Last week was episode 9. I got that a little bit wrong, but I corrected myself. And the hits keep on coming. And thank God for 3 season ticket holders who turn up this week. Because no Nigel, because he's still in Plymouth. He's not on the road. I think he is actually working. I think he works nights now. I'm told he'll be back soon. And no George, and not for the usual reason. He's not babysitting. He's not looking after his children. He's out on a work jolly. So fair enough. But we've got his father. John, where are you? What are you doing?
I'm at home, ready to talk to yous.
A special night at home, isn't it?
Oh, it is special.
Good. Tell us why.
I'm all alone, home alone.
Boom, boom. Wow.
Hey.
No kids, no wife, no dog.
Don't bring the dog up.
Oh, sorry, the dog died. I'm sorry.
That's not very nice, is it?
Blimey, Sean.
Yeah, but if be honest, he didn't really like the dog too much. But
Let's not go there.
Debbie doesn't listen to this podcast. She'll be right. And of course we've got Len, Canning Town Len. Where are you? What are you doing?
I'm recovering from a long cycle. I overdid it a bit.
Oh,
So I'm a bit tired.
I didn't have you down for a person in Lycra, Len.
No, I'm not. I'm just a bloke on the bike. I'm not a cyclist.
And
I live in the
what-
park, so-
Come on, let's talk. I know it's not a bike podcast, but what kind of bike, what kind of attire do you wear while cycling?
Well, I just wear a pair of shorts and a t-shirt.
Bicycle
No
clip?
helmet.
No bicycle clips.
No.
High vis jacket.
No.
Why would
no,
he wear a
don't-
pair of shorts? Why would he wear bicycle clips?
I don't
Yeah.
know. I just thought of it. What kind of bike is it? Is it a hybrid?
It's a racer.
It's a hybrid.
It's a
It's
hybrid.
a custom hybrid.
Hybrid, yeah.
Mate, it's good. Decent.
Good. Nice. Got a little basket at the back or not?
No.
Last question. Oh, fine. Anyway, it's not a bike podcast. It would probably be more popular if it was a bike podcast. It's a West Ham podcast, the most listened to West Ham podcast, created by fans on Spotify.
Well, it used to be.
Well, it used to be.
Ain't gone
Till
too
we
well this year, is
nosedived.
it?
Fucking hell.
But don't worry, it'll be all right on the night. It'll be all right in the night. We have 2 games to talk about, and if we're quick enough, we're going to do a little question time as well, which I'm about to put out. Straight in, Europe is back. The Europa League, the night under the rain, waterfalls and floods. I bet you 2 were glad you
Yeah,
missed it.
laughing. Enjoying it.
Do you know what? It wasn't that bad. I was actually on the train when that downpour came, so I didn't actually get caught in it myself. But let's start with you, Len.
Yeah.
Straight in,
Yeah.
Europa League,
Yeah.
champions of Europe. We know what we are. 97 away fans from Serbia because they couldn't get their visas. Apparently, really hard to get a visa.
All sides.
And they still gave a bit of noise. And I think 41,500 tickets sold. I'm not sure they all turned up. Well, what did you make of it on the side?
Well, those that
on
turned
your
up should have got-
TNT, or do you still call it BT Sport? Which one?
Uh,
You got into the TNT?
I haven't said anything since they've changed.
Yeah.
Do I ever got into the TNT? It's getting confusing because it's got something to do with Discovery Plus now, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
Jeez, life's getting fucking
I know. It's
confusing.
confusing.
I remember 3 channels, me.
Yeah, I know.
You know, lucky
How
When I worked
exciting
free.
was it though when Channel 4 started? Oh, it was
Oh.
so exciting, wasn't
Then
it?
Channel
Yeah.
5. God.
And they used to have that late night thing on the weekends and
Oh, the Channel 4. What was the one? That, etc. Wasn't it? Or Sexetra? Or what was it, John? You know, the
I don't remember that.
risque European.
Sex Sector, I think it was
Yeah.
called.
And the European one. What was the European one called?
Euro trash.
Trash, yeah, love it. Anyway, it's not a TV podcast. That's 1, 2, 3 back in the room. Europa League, TNT Sport, Len, discuss.
Yeah, well, firstly, the people that turned up to the game should have got triple points. To be honest, I think.
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
you won't, but you know.
No, we should have done. Yeah,
we should have. So, what's the question? TNT.
Question is the game.
Do you enjoy it?
Just to remind, well, first of all, question which I always shouldn't take for granted on this podcast. Did you watch it, Len?
I did watch it.
Did you fall asleep? Did you watch both halves? Let's just be clear.
I can't remember. What was the score? I can't say I can't remember. We won, didn't we?
It's 3-1.
3-1, we went down 1-0. Ogbonna slipped.
Ogbonna slipped, yeah. Is it coming back to you, Len?
Yeah, I remember the Ogbonna slipped.
And then we came back. Kudos, although at the time it was called an own goal.
That's right.
He was credited to it.
And then he got one of his own.
Then 4 minutes later, on 70 minutes, he got one of his own.
Yeah.
And your mate, Thomas Souček, got the win of the third goal on the 82nd minute. Are you back with us?
So yeah, I just realised Souček played in both games. So they come off weekend, didn't he? Yeah,
he didn't start though. He came on at the weekend against Liverpool.
He come off, didn't he?
I thought he came on. We'll look at that in a minute. Don't get ahead of yourself. Let's
okay. Well, I don't.
Topla or TSC as they like to be called.
Well, we got the win, which has proven, if you look at the other English team, was proven tougher than.
Well, yeah. I mean, Brighton obviously lost their game.
Yeah.
Good game that was. I looked at the highlights. And Aston Villa in the Europa Conference League, we never lost a single game, just put it out there. They lost their first game. So it's not that easy, is it? Hey?
Well, it's not easy.
You villains. You villains.
We did the job.
We did the job. 72% possession for us. Wow. 28 for them. 24 shots, 9 on target for West Ham, 9 shots, 4 on target for TSC, 12 corners for us to our 4, 7 fouls apiece. It was a slow start, I thought, Len, if you're back with us now.
Yeah. Probably.
It sounds like I'm going to probably move to John because
I think you should.
Yeah, John, please say you watched the game, man.
I did watch the game, yes.
Okay,
man.
So Ogbonna, you've talked about that. Well, up to the 47th minute, I don't know. I thought it was a bit like watching Man City. Like when we played Man City, we had all the possession, did all the things, but we just that final ball was letting us down.
Yeah. Well, that's a good analogy to try and compare us to Man City.
It was. Did you see what I did there?
Yeah, I know. We didn't have much sort of like cutting edge. We had a lot of possession. Ogbonna, don't know what happened really. He just sort of went, didn't he?
He did.
I just sort of, but we did well to come back. Even Moyes made some attacking substitutions, and Kudus. Benrahma was a bit tricky on the wing. Got a lovely ball across. Kudus looked like he'd done it, but it was an own goal, wasn't it? Which you say now has been given to him.
Given by UEFA on their official website, so it must be true.
He scored a nice header from us. Was it a corner, wasn't it? I think, from a corner.
Yeah.
And
he looked all right. I mean, he looked a bit when he first started, getting used to it, which he would. But he seemed second half. He seemed to get his rhythm a bit and show perhaps what's in future for us.
I hope so. I mean, Ward-Prowse was good again. He had
isn't he?
He had a free kick, didn't he? He had an attempt at goal from a free kick.
Yeah.
Which I'm surprised we've not been getting more of those. The last few games since he's joined, I would be getting our players to carry the ball right across the box as often as you can.
Yeah, I'm surprised as well. Do you get an expectation, like I do, that every time we get a corner, it's a bit like Payet when we used to get a free kick, that we're going to score from a corner?
No.
I do. I
No.
get an expectation going. You know he's going to land it right in the area, and you just
I
have
expect
this
him-
expectation that someone's going to get on the end of it.
I expect him to deliver a good quality ball, but if it lands on the head of Antonio, it could just as well go out to the corner flag as it can into the goal.
Yeah.
So you're not going to score every time he has a good quality ball. It does up our chances because his delivery is consistently very good. But no, I don't think we're going to score at every corner.
Maybe it's just me.
Just you, Sean.
The commentators seem to make you try and think that.
Yeah. Well,
Maybe
I
try
don't
and
know.
bubble it up.
I thought, the assists, Ben Rama with the first,
It's a good bit of play by Ben Rama.
Yeah, and Ward-Prowse with two others. I'm not sure what other things Ben Rama does. I don't know. Maybe I'm being a bit too harsh on him, but he's very hot and cold for me, Ben Rama. I think he's right not to start at Premier League. And Kehrer, I don't know, not a big fan of Kehrer anymore.
It's all coming back to me now. You mentioned the bad performances.
Yeah.
The match is coming back to me.
Yeah, Kehrer, Ben Rama.
Yeah, Kehrer was very disappointing, wasn't he?
Bono obviously looks tired, old, not up to it. It wasn't just a mistake, but he just seems a bit. His legs are gone. I suppose another way forward.
Well,
The one shine for me, apart from obviously Paquetá running socks off, Ward-Prowse obviously got his 2 assists. Kudos had a really good game. Was Mavropanos. He's a monster. I thought he had a great game.
He looked good. I actually thought he might start him on Saturday.
Yeah, well, he should have done because I get a bit of grief for giving Aguirre a bit of hard time, but someone said, and I agree, he's a bit like Rio Ferdinand. He's got this immense skill that he lets down spectacularly in with a lapse of concentration or whatever. When he cocks up, he cocks up.
I just think he's more suited as a defender. He's a cultured defender, isn't he? And I think he's more suited to a more of a possession team than our team.
Yeah.
See what I mean? He's not really. I don't think he's really built to be defending for 80 minutes every game.
Yeah, I don't want to get hold of the head of the Liverpool game, but obviously, I think you're right. I wouldn't be surprised if Mavropanos comes in at Sheffield United. Well, it'll probably definitely come in at Lincoln, unless they put the kids out, of course.
Well,
yeah. Are we back in Europe again this week, or is it League Cup?
No, it's League Cup.
Right.
We're not back in Europe for a little while, actually. We're playing on a Saturday again. We're going, aren't we? All three of us are going.
Yay!
Sheffield United. If they beat 8-0, what will we win on Saturday?
What will happen of it?
What will happen? What will happen? Then we're playing, of course. Next home game after that is Newcastle. Oops.
Sorry, I don't know that.
All right.
All right,
Alexa. Of course, she's now listening to me. How about Cressy? He couldn't even get in the team. I know he came off with a hamstring. He wasn't even on the bench on Saturday, was he?
No,
well, if he came off with a hamstring.
No, well, apparently it was a late fitness test, but he didn't feature, and I think that's what we're going to see a bit more. If we're going to slag players off, Ings just did nothing on Thursday either.
I wasn't going to slag anyone off.
Well, Ings did nothing. Ings does nothing. He's so ineffective. I'd rather give Mumbama a run out, if I'm honest with you.
Yeah, not very well thought through that. Is it being that side?
Oh, look, I'm just looking at the Souček came on the 77th minute for Ings actually on Thursday.
This is on Thursday.
Yeah. So he came on as a super sub and scored.
And then he went off on Saturday.
He went off on
Sunday.
Saturday. Yeah, I think you're right. Antonio
Something
came
about
on
a
at
bad
61.
memory.
Cornet came on 86, but didn't have the missing Cornet. And Emerson came on obviously at half time for Cresswell because he had a slight hamstring. Obviously, Alvarez was suspended from his previous involvement in Europa League for Ajax. We'll talk about Ajax later because they've had a meltdown. They sacked their German technical director today for selling their two best players in Alvarez and Kudos, and they had a riot. And they had a riot over the weekend.
Oh.
Did they? What, the fans?
I didn't put two and two together.
Did you not
I did
hear?
see that.
I
thought they walked out the game.
They had a riot. They threw fireworks on the pitch. They were 3-0 down. The game was abandoned on 56 minutes, John. They then wrecked the stadium. I mean, broke the doors down and everything, and then continued to riot outside the stadium.
Blimey.
Tim Steiden's got a lot to answer for buying their two best players.
Yeah.
There you go. I predict a riot. Anyway, there was 11 substitutes on the bench. Johnson didn't get a ran out either. I think we said last week he's going to be let go on the free, as is Coventry. Was Coventry on the bench? Yeah, he was, and wasn't unused as well. So all in all, 3 points.
Very forgettable.
Three. No, do you know what?
For some.
We had a good.
Yeah.
The light show wasn't as good as it's been on previous occasions.
They probably didn't want to mix electricity and all that water.
The flashing light. You're probably right, but the waterfalls were, lots of hits.
The stadium looked really good quality, didn't it?
Yeah, and do you know what? They didn't have all of their bars and everything else open.
Yeah, I see a load of people moaning about he couldn't get.
Yeah, they always do this on. They don't think there's going to be that much demand, but it was a good night out.
I mean, 40,000 people, still quite a lot of people.
Yeah, that's true. We didn't get back till 12, but no, I like my European nights, and so does Finley. Maybe we can entice you to the next one, John.
We'll see. Who knows?
See.
You notice he didn't say me, John.
Yeah, I know. You're a lost cause.
You want to start with an easier target.
Yeah, you're a lost cause. Anyway, let's move on till Sunday, yesterday.
Yay!
Liverpool. 3-1. Rob.
Liverpool.
I guess started off well. Let's start with you, Len.
All right.
First of all, I'm legally obliged to ask this question. Did you watch it?
Yes.
Oh, did you stay awake?
Yeah.
Right. So
less distracted.
Discuss.
At what stage did you turn the volume down?
Oh yeah. You're going to say why?
Despite the result, I'm still pleased with the constant progress. To be honest, is that a shock or?
Yeah. No. I think first half we played really well,
but I think what you're dealing with though, I mean, if you're at Anfield and miss chance 1, chance 2, chance 3, you're not going to win.
Well, yeah. Are we talking about Mikel Antonio, who gave all his big boy bragging rights on the podcast and said we're going to finish above Liverpool and I'm going to get one over Liverpool and then shut his eyes when he had a chance in front of goal.
He's rapidly turning into a bellend, isn't he?
Well, he should shut up on the bloody podcast. That's what he should do.
Yeah.
And we could talk bollocks because we're not professional footballers.
Yeah.
But he shouldn't.
I mean, if we take the podcast in the spirit that he does a podcast, I could sit here and say, I'm a far better painter than he is a footballer. But millions of people ain't going to see me make my mistakes. Why don't he shut the fuck up? I mean, you should treat a lot of things with humour, and thus we should have a good laugh at people like Antonio. Because when I go on about footballers being self-centered bellends, it is Exhibit A, isn't he?
Yeah.
Stupid thing to say.
I'm going to give you his stats, which I tweeted out. 100,000 views. He lost 12 of his 16 duels. Yeah? He lost all 6 of his aerial contests in his 74 minutes on the pitch. He only had 23 touches of the ball in total, which was fewer than Areola, who was in goal, who had 39.
Wasn't his best night.
The West Ham number 9 completed 5 passes out of the 7 he attempted and missed a big chance. We know what that is. Antonio failed to get involved with this game and wasted the only presentable opportunity that came his way in front of goal, which we knew was at the beginning. so much for his claim on podcasts. You know,
Yeah.
and that's
There
the
was
problem.
There was a time when saying things like that, a manager would have turned around and said, "Well, you got to be picked first,"
Yeah.
and would have started.
Well, he
him on
knows
the
he's
bench.
going to get picked. I'm just going to give
This
him
is
this
a bad
quote.
thing, isn't it?
I'm backing myself over Liverpool. I think we, West Ham, are going to finish higher than Liverpool this season. I'm putting it out there. Michael Antonio, BBC, the Footballers Football Podcast. Yeah, well done, Mickey. You taught them, Mickey. You taught them.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to the game, Len.
Started off really well. I think we're moving the ball
Penalty?
forward faster.
Penalty. So let's go a bit chronological. I can't seem to say the word chronologically.
Chronological.
Yeah, it was bad. It's the same old
Salah.
bad.
Penalty.
Yeah.
Good call.
Well, it's
Well,
a
it's
It
a
was
foul.
right
a
call.
Stonemaller, wasn't it? It was a.
Continuous mistakes by Grad. And I'm gonna. The thing is, although I'm happy with the progress that we are making, it means we've got to, one, raise the bar, and two, Moyes has got to start dropping people. He has, and we've talked about two of them there, Gerd and Antonio.
Yeah.
Because if we're going to be really positive about, we held the cup now, and we've made reinforcements to make the team play better. But I'm sorry, you need. We got something to worry about in defence suddenly, because even though we like this Greek fellow whose name I can't recall.
Mavropanos.
Yeah, he could come in for Aguerd, and Aguerd could go in the European team. But you can't ignore the fact that if I don't like how Zuma's looking. If he's struggling now in September, he's not going to get through Christmas. When the fixtures keep coming, playing a lot of football, it gets cold. We could have sort of a totally different back centre two centre halves, can't we? And that's got to be. It's got to be looked at by Moyes. He needs to sort of. It needs to be a bit more ruthless.
Yeah.
Because we're missing chances. We can't afford to miss them.
Yeah.
Especially at Anfield.
Well, let's talk about the chance we did get just before half time. You know, we had a good half, all right. After the goal, we didn't give up. What a goal by Bowen again.
It's fantastic.
With an assist from Soufal as well. You know.
Yeah.
Great goal.
Looking good going forward.
Yeah.
He just
Good on the
gets,
counter attack.
he gets done. He gets done though, doesn't he? So easily by Soufal. He's a weak from a defensive point of view. He's a weakness, isn't he?
Yeah. Unfortunately, you're right. We can't have everything, you know. But on the whole, it is better.
Yeah.
Second half, obviously not so good. 60 minutes, Nunes, and then Jota on the 85 finished it. Although the flashpoint, Len, I want to talk to you before going to John, is the Bowen penalty shout.
Yeah.
All day long.
Funny,
Day
wasn't
long.
it? Because
all day long. Big
you
club
see it
life.
without the replay. The defender goes in, gets nothing of the ball, and the first thing the commentator woman says, "Oh, we got the ball there," and the referee does the ball thing, and I think to myself, "What? Hang on a minute, I haven't taken drugs today.
Yeah.
Where did they touch the? You didn't even need the replay to see the fucking.
Well, and it doesn't go to VAR. I just don't understand
stuff.
it. It's just
We scored a minute later. I weren't too unhappy, but I just think to myself, I mean, it was a borderline foul, okay? But if you don't get the ball and you get the player, they're giving us penalties, and you didn't even look at it. And the first thing he says is got the ball, and I think to myself, he got nowhere near the fucking ball.
Yeah.
That was what was so strange about it. Why would you? If it's not a foul, you'd say you just wave away. Don't say he got the ball because he didn't get the ball.
I think it's 3-2. Personally, I'm going to count it as 3-2, not 3-1.
I think
the thing that matters is we're not taking our chances, and we're not changing the
Look,
game.
when's the last time we won at Anfield? Well, none of us really.
2016.
Yeah,
15,
we're not
sorry.
expecting to win.
Was that
an
Village
Anfield.
team?
No, I know.
We're not expecting
I
to
know.
beat Man City, the best team in the world. So
No, I know that.
our expectation was we were going to get nothing from these 2 games and damage limitation to reduce the goal
That's fun, isn't it?
difference. You know,
It's fun, though, isn't it? It's fun.
Fighting the
having-
game off.
Yeah, just like knowing that one thing you know for sure, if you look at David Moyes, his record away from home against these teams, he's never won.
Yeah.
And that we barely win anyway with Moyes or without Moyes.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's fun, isn't it, watching these games?
I'm going to quickly go.
Who's ring doorbell?
No,
keeps
that's
ringing?
me. Let me put that on. It's a dog going out. Remember what it was like to have a dog?
Unbelievable you are.
I know. 64% possession for Liverpool, 36 for West Ham. 22 shots, 7 on target for Liverpool, 11 shots, 4 for West Ham, 7 corners for Liverpool, 4 for us, for James Ward-Prowse. They committed 12 fouls. We committed 13. John, discuss from... were you on your own on Sunday? Watching it or
No, I watched it on my own, but I wasn't on my own. No, yeah, I was. It was. I mean, the first half was decent. The goal was really good. But like we just said, it's just like you sit there knowing every decision goes their way. The referee was awfully one-sided, and it's just like it's the same all the time, isn't it? And you just like. You need a bloody miracle to be able to get a win. And when we miss chances, you know, you can't... I mean, Souček's effort was a really good effort and the keeper's save was superb. But, you know, when we miss chances, you just like... You're not going to win these games. It's just not going to happen.
I think we just have to write it down as a bad day. Well, no, I'm not writing it down as a bad day. And I know Len will go, what does that mean? We gave it a go.
But you know,
we gave it a go, Len.
It's good for coming and have.
Well, we're playing better, aren't
we?
Whether you consider having a go or not, because that is the idea of the game, scoring.
Yeah, it is, apparently. Yeah. Give it a go. Our counter-attack looks dangerous. And it's just, you know...
But at some point, you'd like to think the reactions were quicker. That the manager might change things up a bit sooner. Realise that, you know, we've got nothing really to lose. Let's have a go. Let's have a go at them, you know. And it's just frustrating because I always think that I look at the squad of players and the quality we got, and I always think that if we had a more progressive manager, we could have a better go at these teams.
Yeah.
And that's the frustrating part of watching it because you know, like I said, historically we don't normally win there. We do on occasion.
Yeah.
But we also know that Moyes has never won there, so it's just
goals are fun.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't think there's a lot to say that we haven't already said and everyone saw. So we're probably going to move on to question time since we haven't done it for a long time. Quick thing, obviously, Jesse Lingard has quit after us paying his hotel bill, after paying his transport to and from training and his free lunch and his training, his free towels, showers. He's fucked off to the Middle East. He got on a plane. The club didn't really know where he'd gone, which I think is a bit rude. No, I got told, as I think I said last week, my source said, don't know where he's going to fit in because we've got too many players in that position. Interesting, David Moyes is saying the same thing now, saying, well, you know, I'm really comfortable about it, really relaxed. You know, I don't know where I'd have fitted in because we've got quite a few players in that same position. Was it just a favour? Because that's not what David Moyes' language was. I was kept on being told by the senior source, it's down to the manager. And if I'm reading between the lines, and I've got no proof on this, he walked away. He just walked away. Was fed up of waiting. I don't think he was ever offered a contract. And interesting, I've got breaking news tonight. He's already in dispute with Steven Gerrard over a pay package. He wants $7.5 million in Saudi Arabia, and they're only prepared to offer him 4.5 million. I mean, it's incredible. And, you know, I got a little bit of trouble for calling him. Apparently, it's not like me to call him a freeloading money grabber or something. But, you know, say what you see.
Look to me like he was biding his time to his court case, and then he.
Well, that's exactly what it looks to me, because that's what you didn't mention. His court case happened. He was already on a I'm glad you brought that up. He was already on a 6-month ban for getting caught in speeding in his Lamborghini, giving a false name, yeah, and then he got caught with a 6-month ban. So that's why he was being driven backwards and forwards to training, because he was on a ban. Then he gets up in front of the magistrate's court again, driving twice over the speed limit, yeah. Sorry, driving twice over the drink drive limit in his Lamborghini. Apparently racing another car, which he denies, gets given a 18-month ban on top of his 6-month ban, and fined, get this, £57,000, being that's his weekly wage. Well, how does he get £57,000 if he's a free agent? Is that his income from property and other investments? I mean, he's not doing too bad, is he? Does he need to work?
Does he need drive?
If he's earning £57,000, why can't he pay for his own transport and his own hotel then? If he's training with us, you'd think.
He's another bellend I don't like.
Anyway, it's the end. You know, we don't need to talk about it again.
Well, when I saw the picture of him coming out of the court, I thought, well, he ain't fucking been up to speed, has he? He don't look very fit, does he?
He was going to look a bit porky. And look, the only thing I can say thank you for is the tweet I wrote about him got 4.5 million impressions. So hopefully it's a little bit of small ad revenue. So thank you, Jesse Lingard.
Doesn't seem too concerned about his family at the moment, does he?
He doesn't, does he?
No.
He doesn't. Anyway.
Anyway.
We haven't done this for a while, but it's time for this. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Doobie. Yeah. It's Facebook, Twitter question time, where you, the 8 listeners, including Chesney Hawks, get to ask us, the 3 presenters, questions. And this...
Should I ask the questions?
Well...
I'll go.
Are you all right? Let's see how you get on.
Yeah, well...
Believe it or not,
well, might as well start... Yeah, as you mentioned, Chesney Hawks, we might as well start with Paul Turner.
Oh, right. Yeah, he was there. He bumped into Chesney Hawks yesterday. Yeah.
Well, he mentions blowing smoke up Chesney Hawks' arse last week. The bloke has nicked a living out of one song and he didn't even write the song.
Yeah, I know. He told me this. Yeah, he spoke to Chesa.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. Yeah, Paul was at Liverpool yesterday.
Did Chesney know who Paul was?
I don't know. He said he went up to him and said, I liked your song. I like your song that Nick Kershaw wrote.
Ah.
I did I asked for a small favour to get Chesa and a friend a ticket for yesterday.
Oh. I see. Was it the one and only favour? I'm really sorry, I don't know where that come from. I'll move on to the next question. Right, Adam Levitt.
Go on.
What was the best West Ham v Chelsea game you've been to? Loved the game when we beat them 3-1 at London Stadium this season. Wicked. What was yours? Well, mine was the 5-4 in 1987. It could have been 1988.
Sorry, what was the question again? I thought.
What's your favourite West Ham v Chelsea game you've been to?
Ooh.
A bit random from Adam.
What was the one we went to the away game where we were seen on Match of the Day falling down the stairs?
That was at the Bowling Ground. No, it wasn't.
No, that was at Chelsea, yeah.
Yeah, me and John were quite drunk at Stamford Bridge.
It was the game Andy Carroll scored right at the end. Yeah. Lanzini scored.
We were about, 10 rows back. So me and John went running down to the front.
As Carroll come
to celebrate, and you see us on Match of the Day just disappear as we both trip over and fall over.
I fall over or he falls over and pulls me down with him.
Yeah, hilarious.
So that was about 4 seasons ago.
So 15 seconds of fame, wasn't it, John?
Yeah, so that was probably my favourite. I think we lost, but it was just a good day.
It was a good day.
Favourite.
Alcohol helps.
Yeah.
When the fun stops, stop.
Yeah. Ian Gravitt. He's got a question. Well, I don't think there is a question, but I'm going to read it out. Yay! You're all back. Evening all. Why is it that we always seem to get the arsehole Chris Kavanagh whenever we play Liverpool? Denied a blatant penalty. No, he didn't. Denied a blatant handball last season. Yes, it still bugs me. And yesterday, that diving fraud Salah just happened to fall over Agued's misplaced foot. Grr. Well, it's kind of a foul.
Was there a question there?
I don't think so.
No.
Mind the fact that we looked a bit better against them. However, Antonio mugs himself off on his podcast, then proceeded to miss them 5 yards. Shocking. Brady out.
Brady out.
Did Brady out.
Yeah,
Well done, mate.
I did ask for questions only, not statements.
Yeah.
I agree with everything he
Well,
said.
we ain't had Adam's the only one that's asked the question at the minute. Right. Michael Levy Jr. Even though, no question, Michael. Sending you all the best, gents. I'm over from Wednesday, so we'll try to catch up with a few of you. And if anyone fancies a good night out after the Sheffield United game, one stop away from the ground. And he's put a link there. So go on to the More Than Just a Podcast Facebook page and check out the link.
It's on ticketsource.eu, Michael Levy.
Yeah.
With an A. So yeah, have a look at that.
Good night out, Michael.
Yeah, oh, yeah,
Good night
yeah.
out. I saw him in Tenerife. Very good.
I hope to see him in Tenerife when I go in March, I think.
Yeah. Adam Leatherbarrow. So this will be disappointing.
Oh.
Hi guys. Sorry for being quiet of late. No need to apologise, Adam.
No,
'cause
you're all right, Adam.
We're not been great ourselves. What are your thoughts on the season so far? Keep up the great work, Adam. I like that, Adam. It's nice and short and it's a question.
Well, 30 points from safety, and it's good to have a good start, which means we're not going to. I don't think we're going to be in a relegation, and anything else is a breezy bonus.
Anyone else who was in the league last year is going to be involved in relegation.
Isn't it funny how? Yeah, but look at Luton and Sheffield United, I mean they've scored 1 point each, and they're so they're looking. The three that came up are looking dead. Odds on to go down again,
already, don't they?
Already.
They've got no fire about them at all.
No, and poor old
Q Saturday.
United, yeah. Q Saturday.
The fight back starts.
I'm
the big
happy.
Blades.
I'm
After
happy
losing
with the
8-0.
improvement.
Yeah.
I'm happy with the improvement, Adam.
Good.
We had a
we
good
do all
start.
right.
We start slowly but surely reverting to type. It's my assessment.
Yeah. AI Sean is next.
Oh.
Yeah.
I won't do the accent. Hey up, gents. No, I will do. Because I can't. So you can't read it without the accent. Question time is back. Hallelujah. Liverpool. Moyes maintains his record against the top 4 teams away from home. As it was National Cheeseburger Day last week, no one told me that.
Oh.
And we haven't heard It's Not a Cheese podcast for ages. What cheese do you prefer on your burger?
Oh, this is easy.
It's got to be
Stilton.
cheddar.
No, Stilton. I love Stilton on a burger.
On a burger?
Love Stilton. Melted Stilton on a beef burger is, proper steak, medium rare burger. Not your cheap rubbish. Is beautiful.
Well, I'm on a plant-based diet. I've been on plant-based diet for 5 weeks.
Well, have a corn burger then. What cheese would you have on your corn burger?
No, cheese isn't plant-based.
Plant-based, sure.
And funny enough, I have tried.
No.
Oh,
Cheese isn't. No, it comes from a cow.
Oh, okay.
They eat grass. But I am missing the cheese more than the meat. And I've
Really?
tried the plant-based cheese, and they're really
shit.
bad. But I think the Beyond Burgers in Wetherspoons are all right. The Fiesta Burger, but I can eat a little bit of meat at time to time, and but I'm not really fancying the burger. I'm fancying the cheese. But when I did have cheese on a burger, I like Stilton. I must admit, on a burger, I do beef and Stilton. But cheddar's nice too, isn't it?
Yeah,
Can't go wrong.
too common for me. I'm a commoner. I'll just have a bit of cheddar. Lovely.
Yeah. All right, well, let's move on. Paul Nolan. Beep, beep, show for you. Been a while. Hope you all have a good summer.
Oh, hang on a minute. You didn't read the rest of AI Sean.
Oh, sorry.
He had a little pop at me. Come on.
Right. Sorry. Oh, and can Sean stop with all the Kretinsky news? It's not West Ham related, and we don't care. But he just does it for the hits. He wants.
Well, do you know what? I was just saying before I came on air, I did a story about Kretinsky selling his 50% or 49% share in Le Monde, the French newspaper, and bidding in the auction to buy the Telegraph and the Spectator. And people say they're not interested, but 250,000 people who read it says differently. So up yours, AI, Sean. There you go.
What?
Ooh.
I told AI Sean.
Yeah.
Paul Nolan, beep beep show for you. Been a while. Hope you all had a good summer and travels. Talking of travels, I've had a few over the summer and want to tell you about my US trip and how West Ham has spread thanks to Ted Lasso. Fucking hell, Paul. I had a tattoo done early in the summer. I know Nigel says there is a mistake. When I was in the US, a colleague spotted my tattoo and said that it is so after many guests. Fucking Paul, you need to read through your work, mate.
No, he does say that and said what is it after so many guesses he got it and said, West Ham. They are the baddies in Ted Lasso.
They're the baddies in real life. So West Ham are seen as baddies in the US.
They are.
Thought you might like to know.
No,
Season's been enjoyable so far. Only been to one game, so can't comment on the ones I missed. Sorry, Canning Town, they're not short. No, it's not short.
And there's no question in it either.
No. And Stuart Ling's next, and it's even fucking longer with no question.
Go on.
You know I don't read anymore, don't you? I can't paint it and read.
I know. And look, you're right. The Americans do see there's no such thing as bad publicity. My missus watched Ted Lasso and didn't see it as a football. I went, but you don't like football. And she went, well, it wasn't. It was more of a drama, more of a drama with a little bit of football in it. And that's the problem with Ted Lasso.
I thought it was grossly overrated. I watched it all.
I liked it, but it wasn't a football programme. Anyway, Stuart
Ling. Evening, gents. Brady out. Good start, Stuart.
Yeah. Brady out.
Found it a bit of a pot kettle bat moment last week with the bald stooge. That's you, Sean.
Yeah. Oh, is it? Right.
Yeah. Complaining about the noise coming from Nigel's mic as he was driving down to Plymouth, etc. Especially after his podcast from holiday only a couple of weeks previously with Ian Dell. There was a disaster, I must say.
It was a disaster, which is why I labelled it probably the worst podcast ever.
Poor old Dave. He's been on the worst two podcasts ever. And I like Dave. He's a good listen. Anywho, when all we could deal with I said that. Probably the worst podcast ever. Oh, and please stop tweeting about number 41 and any injuries you might have had for Arsenal, Sean. He does it for the hit stinger.
Well, yeah, 110 people read that, even though they said no.
110,000.
110,000. You're right. I find it interesting. There was two things I was trying to make, right? Yes, I was doing it for hits, but there's an interesting thing, right? Here he is. They paid 105 million for him, right? And there's a slight bit, and I'm not wishing him ill, but he's been nursing a calf injury since he moved to Arsenal, and now he's got a back problem. Had to come off at half time. This is a player that never suffered almost any injuries in all the time he was West Ham, and now he's got two separate injuries playing for Arsenal.
Oh, well. Anyway, he digresses.
Must be their training ground.
Are we really as poor? Yeah, no one. Oh. Are we really as poor as some are suggesting since we lost to City and Liverpool in the last two games? No, I don't think we are at all. Or is it some of the social media backlash, basically? Yeah. I'll tell you what, it's worse than that, Dinger. If we play a Sunday game, by the time the YouTubers have done their Sunday night bollocks, there's a new truth by the time you get to fucking Monday.
It's true.
Monday night. Well, the truth of the matter is, we're not playing that fucking bad. But if you don't take your chances against the big teams at any level or any era that we've played in, even when we was attacking, if you don't take your chances, you lose.
Yeah.
Especially at Anfield.
I agree.
The usual bedwetting from some of the usual suspects to protect their own long-running agendas. Well, I think we talk about the same person. Rewind a couple of weeks, and it was all rosy, and Moyes' ball was given the benefit of the doubt for the time being. I'm not happy losing, far from it, but fickle or what? I agree with that. That's a good post.
It's another statement. It's not.
Yeah, there's no question there, but it was good.
Question time. The clues in the thing.
Well, fucking Dodds is next. Dodsy's
all
next.
these people
This-
making statements.
Yeah.
Get your own podcast. If you want to make statements,
Yeah.
get your own podcast. If you
Yeah.
want to ask a question, ask us a question.
Or-
Don't. If you want airtime, get your own podcast.
Yeah. Dodsy, do you think the social media warriors realise we haven't won more than 4 times in Anfield in our entire history? That's kind of a question, so that's all
It
right.
is. Yeah, I'll let
After
him
60
off
minutes, we knew something needed to be changed, but we couldn't think which player deserved to be taken off. Anyway, one question and one question only. Sean, why have all the flags been removed from the Brady wall?
It's a good question, Dodsy, and I don't know the answer. But
Well, it's
Why have all
the
the
first
what?
question of the night.
it is a first question. Do you
Why
know
have
what?
all the what? The flags?
All the flags. You know the wall close to where Dodsy sits and I am. In the last 3 games, they removed them. I would believe that it's come from the stadium owners that have said you can't put flags there. But I will find out. It's a really good question. I will ask either Miss Brady or Jake Heath or someone at the club to tell me. Maybe I'll ask Geordie Ben, the Chief Operations Officer.
Talking to Miss Brady, people were liking my picture of you
Yeah.
being pegged.
It's a slow news day, and I was doing some stuff on attendances and that we've got the highest capacity field rate, and then I get abuse mainly from you.
Chris Murphy loves it, and he says, "Love the pic of Brady on her bitch. Is it for sale? Brady in Sean's arse."
Where is this? I haven't seen
It's
this.
on Twitter
Should I put it in the morning,
or
just
X.
a podcast?
It's on X. Yeah, yeah, if you want. It don't bother me.
Let me just.
When did you put it up there?
Today.
Oh, I haven't
I'll
been on
reply to
Twitter much
Sean.
today.
I like replying to Sean. I like to give his
Oh, there it is.
readership a boost.
Tell everyone about the attendances, Sean. Tell them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's it. That's the one.
Jason Backhouse, man from the 70s. Evening, gents. Glad question time is back. Thought we played okay first half yesterday, but surely it's time for Aguero to give way to Dino's. We agree.
Yeah,
We
statement.
do agree, don't we?
Statement. Get your own podcast. Oh, it's a question.
On to my question.
Hooray!
And I have 2 if it's allowed. Might
Yes!
as well. We doubled up the questions if you
Yeah.
do. I was surprised to see Man City wearing the same colour shorts as us.
Yeah, saw
I
that.
was. What's the official ruling on this? Oh, I know this. It doesn't matter. It's only the socks. Strange enough. They need to be different,
Yeah.
which is strange.
I
Sean.
I didn't know the rules, so that's news to me. So I
Yeah.
wondered the same thing when I saw it and
The
go,
refs don't care what you wear as long as the socks are different.
the socks are different and the tops are different. Yeah.
Of course, if
Okay.
you're playing one of the big teams, it don't fucking matter what you wear at all because they get all the decisions. Anyway, and since when did they start putting the words to bubbles on the big screen? That's unbelievable. I haven't seen this.
Who did that?
So what was it?
The words
Since
to bubble.
when did they start
Oh,
putting
I
the
haven't
words
seen
to
that.
bubbles
I
on the big
haven't.
screen?
I obviously I was there. I didn't see it on Thursday, and I didn't see it at Man City. So I'm gonna look on.
Yeah.
We will all 3 of us because we're all 3 going to be there.
Let's have a
As
look.
long as Len doesn't have a dizzy spell and go home.
Yeah.
We'll all look for that on
Yeah,
Saturday.
we will.
Yeah.
Paul Sanders, the Colonel. Evening, gents. Interested to know if you think our 2 defeats, albeit against the top 2, will
Oh, it's a
affect our
question.
results going forward.
Oh, it's a
Or
question.
do you think we'll bounce back and
Oh, there's a
benefit
second question.
from having got half the games against the toughest opponents?
Yeah, I think
out of the way?
Paul raises a really good question there, which is I don't think anyone else has really played some tough opposition, so it's good to
No.
get 2 out of the
Yeah.
way.
Well,
And we've got 10
Chelsea
points.
used to be a
So
toughie as well.
they were 3 hits as far. I mean, I know we shouldn't look like this, and Antonio bragged it off different, but these were 2-3 hits. I didn't expect us to get anything out of it. And there's other days. I know, John, you remember when we went to see Man City, first game of the season. we
Yeah.
were still down. We were 5-0 down. I think we were in the bar, weren't we, drinking at the
Well,
London
we
Stadium.
went down for
Didn't
half
come back
time.
up.
We
Yeah,
were
didn't come
4-0,
back up.
and then we were about to go back up unless it went 5-0 or whatever.
Well,
So
or should we carry on drinking?
Yeah.
So, those days are gone. We all right, we lost 3-1.
No, but Leicester, there's ways of losing.
Yeah,
you know.
and neither of those were the
we
City
don't-
and Liverpool weren't bad losses.
We
from
don't play against City and Liverpool like Brighton and Brentford play
No.
against them.
No.
We give them a hell of a lot of respect and we give them a lot of the ball.
Yeah.
And you know,
And try and get them on the break.
yeah, Brighton and Brentford will push them and squeeze them, and even Palaces and places like teams like that.
Anyway, well done, Paul, for asking 2 questions.
Well done, Colonel.
You're up to like 5
and he give us a Brady out as well. Brady out. Richard Kemp, Spandau Ballet Road. Even though it's hard not to notice in the past 2 matches against decent opposition, Antonio really struggles after half time. Not doing great before half time either, really. Despite Sunday's bad miss, he remains a handful for the first 45. But he really struggled after the break. I think the lack of an outlet in second half is just heading to us being more and more under pressure.
Still a statement, Richard.
I think there's a question coming.
Oh.
How do the pod feel Moyes can adapt the attacking options with the current squad as a 33-year-old striker clearly struggles to play 90 minutes? I think the answer is he can't.
Well,
buy a striker when he has the opportunity.
Well, this is it. That's what he can't do.
Can't go. I mean, he said this before. You know, he's expecting not just to come from a striker. Goals come from Kudos. Goals come from James Ward-Prowse. Goals come from Bowen. Goals come from
I agree.
and Benny.
But
you know, they come from all over. The days of having one striker with 20 goals for West Ham, that's not how Moyes plays. He sees goals coming all from
They'd probably stick Kudos up there. I can see that coming.
Yeah, I don't.
But that's not.
I think you might be right, John.
But what he's saying is attacking options. I mean, what you've said there is all things that actually happen now.
Yeah.
But when it comes to, I mean, you asked me last week whether it was a good thing that Antonio signed. And my answer was, but the fact that Moyes is still there, yes, because it's the only player that can work in that system. But when he's not firing, then we've got nothing. And if he's maintaining using Antonio by default, which clearly he knows because of what he said on the podcast, he knows he's getting picked, then I don't actually think he's managing the attacking options very well.
No, but like I said earlier, I'd rather put Mbama on than
I would.
And hopefully I get his chance at, Lincoln or even Sheffield. Although I've probably jumped ahead to Charlie Fawkes.
Oh, okay. Anyway, Eddie Hughes. Loves a bit of squirrel. Nice to have you back. Where do you chaps see Kudus fit in? Can't see Moyes wanted to drop anyone. That's a good question.
Well, who did he replace on... He kept Paquetá on, which was good. Who did he take off?
Was it?
Well, the question's got to be against Sheffield United, isn't it? Will he play Alvarez and Souček, or will he get rid of Souček and put Kudos in?
Yeah, so he replaced Kudos for Antonio actually, and replaced
it was a double substitution, wasn't it?
With Fornals coming on for Souček, yeah, and really late on he bought on Ings on 87 for Paquetá.
You see, from what I've seen with Kudus, which was only a highlights video, his strength is coming from deep dribbling. He's got a lot of body strength. Which makes me wonder, makes me ask the same question. Where do you see him fit? Because I don't see him fitting in there.
Well, was that story going around that he's been not guaranteed, but he's had sort of like his concerns dealt with, that he would not sit on his arse all the time because he basically plays in the same position that Paquetá plays in.
I think you're right, yeah. That's exactly where I see him playing. Because maybe Paquetá would be, when he's on, maybe he can be moved further forward. Glad it's not, I don't have to pick the team. It's a funny way he plays, Moyes. He doesn't fit a lot of players, don't fit into it very well. And some of them, that are reasonably priced players, do fit into it well, like Dawson.
Yeah.
It's a strange
I mean, Emerson's keeping is. I mean, got hold of his spot.
Yeah.
He's not losing that. He's
Yeah.
quite decent. Him and his interplay with Paquetá is quite.
Yeah.
I mean, they sort of do very well together.
Yeah. So what you're looking at really is, if you're a fullback that likes to get forward, you're having a good time in the Moy side. If you're a CDM, you're having a good time in the Moy side. Centre half, naturally. Goalkeeper, you get to see a lot of action. But
If you're a
these
striker,
set
you're
pieces,
just
like Will
knackered.
Prowse,
Mm.
everyone else, the attacking options kind of badly managed, really. Which is why Antonio's still here. How the hell has he had a career like he's had with us? Anyway, Vince O'Connor, do you feel that now Antonio has actually Vince a virgin? I'm not sure he is he?
I don't know.
We can't give him a Delta Tom name without
Well,
Nigel.
I don't
Could call him
remember.
Tom
but, yeah.
or Des. Anyway, do you feel that now Antonio has agreed a new contract, his performances will drop like they did after he got his international call up and there's no competition up front? So it does not matter how poorly he performs, he's undroppable. And yeah, we said that as well.
The only challenge against this is he signed his contract on the 1st of September. So he has had some
but
good
he ain't.
performances.
Has he scored this season?
Yeah, of course he has.
You say, of course he has. I don't remember any of the games. So, I mean...
Yeah, well, you can't even remember the games of this week.
I can't remember anything. It's just time of life. Just sort of what's happening around me at the minute. Just in such a rut.
He played, you know, he played good in the first few.
I don't remember. I'll take your word for it. But I do think Vince has got a good point. It's noticeable when everyone says that he signs a contract, his form's dropped.
Well, let me just tell you, he so he's now here's an interesting thing, and you want to go, oh, there you go, Sean. He scored his 2 goals, one against Chelsea on the 20th of August, one against Brighton on the 26th of August, but he hasn't scored a goal since the 1st of September. So it is true.
Funny though, it does happen. People point it out.
Yeah, but yeah,
and there he is mouthing away on podcast.
He scored 2 goals before he signed his contract. Funny that.
Charlie Fawkes.
Yeah.
Evening, fellas. Does anyone else think Mubama deserves a decent chance? Yeah.
We've talked about
It's
it. Yeah,
funny everyone's asking the questions at the stuff we talked about. We were talking about the same thing. Antonio is rightly first choice, but misses too many and Ings does sweet FA. Lincoln or Sheffield are perfect games for the divine one. I agree. I can't see it happening though. Can you? Do you think Divine's going to get a chance against them two?
Lincoln,
Sheffield
I think.
or Lincoln?
Yeah,
Lincoln
I don't know about Sheffield. He won't get a chance against Sheffield.
Yeah.
Not unless we're 8-0 up, but he will against Lincoln, I think.
Well, let's hope he gets a chance and takes it.
Yeah.
Ethan Jobson. Hi, fellas. Hope you're all well. Just a quick one. Aguerd or Mavropanos? Stan.
Mavropanos, all day long.
For the plan, yeah. Got to be. Now, would you... Doing that, would you play Aguerd against Lincoln?
Yeah.
I think I would.
Or not to be disrespectful, we've got a centre back that we rate. One of the kids. Who's the one who's just signed? George Urphy's not a centre back, is he? He's in midfield. I can't remember. Who is George Urphy? What position does he play? Does anyone know?
Midfielder, isn't he?
I don't know.
I thought he was a midfielder, actually.
Yeah, I think so.
He is an attacking midfielder. I'm trying to think on the development team who we've got. Can you remember, John?
I can't remember his name. I'm sorry about that.
Defenders.
No, I don't.
Ollie
Scars. Scars is the left.
He's the left back, isn't he?
Yeah, left back, I think.
We've got Kalen Casey, he's a defender. I can't remember which way. Oh, we've got that Lucio, haven't we? The Brazilian guy that we bought as well. Is he a centre back? Do you know what? I just don't know enough about them to know which ones. But it could be that we bring in a few of those to begin with on against Lincoln. What division are Lincoln in?
I don't know, mate. League 2? I don't know the answer.
John, come on, you're a bit of a...
Who, me? Sorry, I've got something going on the side here.
What do you mean you got something? You're all alone, you said.
Oh, yeah, no.
He's got the porn on already. We're breaking into his Tommy Tank time.
No, my daughter's trying to sort something out. There's a train strike this weekend, is there?
There is, yeah.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh, yeah, I should have said that, John.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, I've got a Brady out as well.
What division is Portsmouth in?
What are we talking about Portsmouth for?
Well, in the same division as Lincoln City.
I think it's League 1.
Is it League 1 and Blackpool, yeah? And Leyton Orient?
Yeah.
So Lincoln City are in the same, are 13th in League 1, with Portsmouth top, followed by Oxford United.
Play up, Pompey.
Stevenage in 3rd, Port Vale in 4th, Barnsley in 5th, and Exeter City in 6th. There you go. And Bolton Wanderers in 7th. Not to forget Peterborough in 8th, and Derby County in 9th, and Cambridge in 10th. I'll stop there.
Thank Christ for that.
Wycombe Wanderers in 11th, Bristol Rovers in 12th.
Stop it.
Blackpool in 14th,
podcast.
Leyton Orient in 15th, Charlton Athletic in 16th, Shrewsbury Town in 17th, Northampton in 18th, Carlisle United in 19th, Burton Albion in 20th, Wigan in 21st, and finally Reading in 22nd. Oh, apart from Fleetwood Town in 23rd and Cheltenham Town in 24th place. There you go. That's the whole League One that you didn't
Cheeky
ask.
lines.
Yeah.
Evening, gentlemen and Sean. There you go. Welcome back. Seems like ages since we've had a question time. It is cheeky.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not a very good question time because I'm at the helm. Just goes to show that Sean isn't as great as he makes out with his pod, and actually it's Mr. Khan that sorts it out.
Oh, don't make
you
that
just let
out.
yourself down there, Steve, really.
Yeah.
Anyway, 2 past results aren't exactly shocking. We go again this weekend against Sheffield United, although after their result against Newcastle, it's certainly not going to be easy as we think. My question this week is a Jaffa cake a cake or a biscuit?
Biscuit.
As always...
Biscuit, definitely a biscuit.
Yeah, I think it's
It's like asking whether a penguin is a biscuit or a cake.
Biscuit.
Really. Yeah, it's a biscuit.
As always, lads, many thanks for the efforts put in making this podcast legendary. It's massively appreciated. Brady and Kantinsky out.
Why Krutinsky out?
It's what the man's asked for.
All right, fair enough.
It's their question time, not our question time.
All right.
We don't get to counter question. They can't answer, can they?
Yeah.
Marion Williams. Oh, boy.
Oh, here we go.
No sign of the stooge at Liverpool. He'll be visiting Lincoln. Will ya? Will you be visiting Lincoln, Sean?
Well, do you know what? I was offered a ticket, but no, I've got so much work on.
Good trip that. Straight up the A1.
And my missus is off to the US again this weekend, so no, I am not going to Lincoln.
Wonder if Lincoln Paul will be going to watch Lincoln.
I don't know.
Listener of the podcast. Notice that 25 minutes into the City game, the Stooge had to visit the
Why does he have to
concession stands.
watch me and what I do?
Well, you can stand where you want. There's 66,000 seats, Sean. You don't have to sit there.
I don't remember going for food in 25 minutes. And who actually pays attention? Probably for my son is the answer.
It is.
My question,
uncommon
what is the
of you
longest
going
he's
25
gone
minutes
without food? Oh, fuck off.
So my question is, what is the longest you've gone without food, Sean?
Well, when I was
back
Slimmer of
in
the
your dieting
Year,
days.
yeah, exactly. I've gone intermittent fasting before, so I haven't
Didn't work
even.
for me,
You
then.
know what? All I can say is I haven't even seen him. He wasn't there Thursday night. Miriam gives it all this. Don't see him at home games. So either he leaves early or he's a little bit. You know, I see Dodsey, don't see Miriam. So all this mouth about loyal support and everything, I'm not sure he goes to home games anymore because I've
Well,
not seen him all season.
He's countering against you, Marion. He's saying,
Yeah.
you know,
I'll raise you, and
Yeah.
I've gone all in.
he's gone over the top.
Gone in all in.
Yeah, there you go. Clive Treliving. What is the current transfer policy? Are we only taking recommendations from Steiden and Noble, or does Moyes still have an input?
Well, Moyes has final say, and even Brady did an interview recently where she said we
Yeah,
would
but
never.
She's a liar.
We'd never do anything that our manager doesn't want. I've been told by the senior source he has the final say, but Steiden obviously has, you know, some impact. I'm not sure. Look, I don't want to get a little bit political, but I know some people have
I
said
think
that
you do.
Mark Noble chose some of the good players. It's not what I've heard. I still like to go with, look, let's be all friendly. Let's say it's a committee and everybody has a say, but the manager has the final say. It's worked out. Who cares? It's worked out this summer, so who cares?
Right. We've got a question from a new listener. Well, not
Oh,
a new
yeah.
listener, a new questionnaire.
Okay.
And I'm going to give him his Delta Tyco name because
Okay.
his name's Matt Brown, and I'm going to call him Dulux.
Okay.
All right, Len. First time question here. Do you think Aguerd would make a better defensive midfielder?
Ooh. Well, it's a question to you, Len, so you better answer it.
I can see his point because I think he would play better further up the pitch because his skills are kind of recovering.
If you want to try and keep ahead of the questions, which keep on coming in,
Right.
I'd say yes.
Right. I don't want to see him play centre back for us again, as he's costing us at least one goal per game at the moment. I agree. Brady out.
Brady out.
Thank you very much. Ted Sexton. Evening, boys. With all the talk about Real Madrid's new stadium, if it was possible to lift ours out, what stadium would you like to be dropped in to replace it? That's a good question, isn't it? So if you could replace our stadium with any other stadium, what would you put in it? Upton Park.
Yeah, that's the most obvious one. Come on, let's try and be a bit more modern.
Yeah, okay. Tottenham's? You've been to Tottenham's, Sean? You haven't you?
Yeah, I have.
But not in the fucking VIP in the restaurant.
Yeah, I've been both. Well, no, I haven't.
Have you been there,
I've only
John?
been in corporate.
No, I haven't been to the new Tottenham Stadium.
Right, I've only been
but
corporate.
everyone says it's the bollocks, but you know,
Yeah.
It's just wrong.
if we were going to change our stadium though and put in a stadium that you could have any stadium, I wouldn't want a modern stadium.
No, you want an old one.
I'd want the old school type stadium, so I would
Well,
want
like
that.
So if it's not
But
Upton Park,
Portsmouth, Crystal Palace.
how about Villa Park?
It's very traditional for John. Yeah.
well, it's a decent ground, isn't it? I'll take that. Let's have Villa Park.
All right then. Grant Cotson.
I'll go New Camp, by the way.
Okay. That's got to be due a facelift. It must
It
have
is.
one
It
by
is
now,
actually
isn't it?
having a facelift. New Camp.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fucking very old.
Yeah.
Grant Coxford. Evening all. What's your favourite condiment? See, I put Grant on a secret mission in Weatherspoons, you see.
All right.
Because I know.
You start.
Well, Grant's getting at Lingham's chili sauce,
Oh right.
which I have
Okay.
a connection to.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I'm not going to talk about it.
All right.
I
I like a bit of Worcester sauce. Worcestershire.
can't have that,
sauce.
can I? Not plant-based.
Oh, of course.
Because it's got fish in it.
Yeah.
Is it?
How about liquor?
Oh.
How about liquor? Does that count as a condiment or not? Really, it's a parsley fish sauce, isn't it? So,
It's a sauce, isn't it? depends what I have, you know. Got condiment for everything.
Chili
Yeah.
vinegar.
Right, I might have to have a pie and mash soon when I have a meat day. Anywho, also, if you could bring back one biscuit, stroke chocolate bar, from your childhood back, what would it be? You must think about this a lot, Sean. What chocolate bar?
Well,
would you
most
like
of them are still around, aren't they?
They are, aren't they?
It's
But
double
what
decker
about the
still
ones-
around.
Yeah, the trouble with everything though is now half the size as it used to be.
I want to
Yeah,
bring back,
shrinkonomy.
right? I want to bring back a marathon, right? I don't want any of this Snickers malarkey. I want a marathon.
I like the old not for girls. Do you remember that? The old Yorkies.
Yorkie.
Oh,
That's
and
still
they not
about-
Can't
still-
say
they
that
still got
anymore,
that.
can you?
Yeah.
No, but they used to be about 2 or 3 times bigger than they were, or they are now. You know, it's
I'll tell you what-
unbelievable.
I've just found out, by the way, because my son's a bit of a scientist, and I told him about iron brew, and I went, iron brew's really made out of girders. He went, don't be
No,
ridiculous.
it's not.
And I said, well, no, it was, because when we were small, they used to have adverts saying it's made out of
Been to
girders.
Scotland from girders.
Yeah, and apparently he looked it up, and it's not. It's got the same amount of iron, trace iron, that any soft fizzy drink has. So it's not made out of girders.
Yeah.
I feel cheated all of these years, and I should have written to the Advertising Complaints Authority to make a complaint, because I always thought it was made out of girders.
No.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all, Sean.
Was that one of yours, by the way? Iron brew, it's made
No.
out of girders. All right.
No,
okay.
but there's a lot of interesting facts about soft drinks. Coca-Cola actually invented the coupon, which is an advertising and marketing.
Didn't they invent Father Christmas? The
The
red
red in
Father
the Father
Christmas,
Christmas
yeah.
as well. That's
Yeah.
quite true. But all these things are sort of originated from,
And it
chemists.
used to have cocaine in it, and
there's
be
premix
addictive.
and stuff.
Yeah. And there's still a secret recipe, a bit like
Yeah.
Colonel Saunders.
Yeah. Anyway, Grant adds Brady out, Sullivan out, clickbaiters out.
Out,
Everyone
out.
out. And I think that is it.
Let's just check. Ed Hughes, yeah, you've done this. I clicked like on all the ones you did.
You
did
did?
Jason. Oh, you didn't do Danny Gaylor. Although
Danny
I'm
Gaylor.
not sure what the question is about that.
When
Yeah.
are we going to stop the boats? Oh, I think it means like immigration.
Yeah, what's that got to do with a football podcast?
Well, you do bring some stuff up.
I'm just saying. Did you deliberately leave that one?
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
He's the only one who hasn't got a avatar.
Oh, strange.
It's just, to be fair, at least he asked a fucking question and he did keep it short.
He did.
So
he
you
did
can come
that.
again, Danny.
Yeah,
I'll look
I'm
out
not
for you
sure
next
it's a
time.
question we can answer.
No.
I was asked today when the election's going to be. 'Cause we've
What,
got,
another one?
another one? Because we've got to worry about Purda with all these government contracts, but I don't know if it's going to be. We should ask Ian Dale this. Is it going to be next May
What's
or
Purda?
next? It's when government sort of shuts down when the election's been called, no decisions can be made. So if you want a contract awarded to you, you can't because the government's in Purda.
Right.
I think we've just had another question in, which is going to be the last one if I
Okay.
find it. And it is from... No one. No, I've asked them all. I
Anyway,
got through it, I did it.
Well done.
Purda means...
I understood what you said.
No,
It's
I
fine.
don't know. Anyway, let's talk about predictions.
Right.
We've got 2 games up. We've got Lincoln City, and then we've got Sheffield United. Hopefully, we need to discuss where we're going to meet up on Saturday. But
In the ground, I think.
all right, okay, fair enough. I don't know if Nigel's coming or not. If you Nigel, if you're listening to this, could you talk to us and communicate to us? That would be really nice. Anyway, anywho, Len, Lincoln City.
Oh, I think we'll beat them 2-0.
Okay. And then Sheffield United.
Another
the
2-0.
Blades.
Another 2-0.
2-0. Johnny boy.
We will beat Lincoln 3-1 and beat the big Blades 2-1.
Excellent. I will go
1-0.
No, I won't. I'll go Sheffield United. I'll go 4-0.
Oh.
And I'll go 8-0 for the Blades, Sheffield United. I think.
Well, we're playing them twice.
Playing them twice, are we?
Oh, sorry. Lincoln City, I'll go 4-0. And then the Blades, I'll go 8-0. 12 goals, 2 clean sheets.
You had to spoil it, didn't you?
What? Anyway.
Cloud cuckoo land you live in.
Well, anyway, we're back. We're question time next.
Yeah, we did it.
We did it. Yay! There's no clanging. There's no background noise. No one was eating. We mostly stayed on target. Len got all his words out. He didn't get angry. I mean, it's a good podcast, right? Yeah.
Never dropped a C-bomb either.
I know.
Few doorbells ringing in the background.
No, well, there was a few of that, but
Yeah,
no one noticed that. Anyway.
No.
I've been Sean. John has been
here.
Len has been
well behaved.
Back next week. Come on, you irons.
Bobby Moore. More than just a podcast. Bobby Moore. More than just a podcast.